Hello, Jim.
Hi, Katharina.
Thank you very much for giving us this interview for our Foundation of Unity website.
You're very welcome.
And I'm very happy that you are available today. And Jim is director of the Global Center of Conscious Capitalists. So, Jim, please help us to understand some very specific measures, which is very important for us. So please tell us about your personal experience of unity.
Okay, thank you, Katharina. My personal experience of unity, and unity is a concept for me, is a perspective on how we view life and how we get the big picture of everything that we're involved in and have it make sense to us. For me, it's been an incremental journey, something I was aware of and longed for most of my life. I think the main place where I would pinpoint my desire for a unity experience was with a group of students, and we'd gone to New York State in the mountains, and we were visiting some of our friends there. They were much older, and they built some geodesic domes and some yurts and some very beautiful places, and we're living there. And as we were discussing our philosophy of life, mine was that life should be integrated, that life and work and fun or pleasure should all be very much aligned and synergistic. I didn't use the word synergistic at the time, but my statement was work is life is fun. So I started looking for those connections that put everything together. And that's been a journey that I've been on from that point, studying yoga in Santa Cruz, living in a very close community, in a bit of a back-to-the-land situation in Maine, integrating that with spirituality and healthcare and life overall. When I was doing spiritual care counseling, it became important to unify the grieving experience, the transfer of knowledge of parents to children and families during that time when they knew that somebody who was very close to them was not going to be available so directly for so long. So that, again, was a very integrating experience at a higher level. Then it all came back to business, where those who really wanted to be involved in an empathetic, life-changing manner suddenly came to a bit of a challenge with the financial areas, with the areas of administration and management, and to be able to be involved in making those synergistic, making business as profitable, as purposeful, as passionate and compassionate became my mission. And it's continued on now to the conscious capitalism, which is conscious of the system that binds us all together.
Thank you very much, Jim. And what is your professional point of view of unity?
Well, thanks, Katharina. I find it, based on where I left off, that it's a system, that we realize that those who are laborers are very important and connected to those who are owners and managers of a particular endeavor, that by being consciously together, conscious that we're both physical, mental, and emotional beings, and that the emotions are really linked to our vision, our goals, our spirituality, which is the way I describe spirituality as our creative part that links to what possibilities we can see and achieves them through what we do see by making informed and insightful and understanding decisions in relationships, that it's sustainable, it's profitable, and it's everything that everybody I've ever met who I consider progressive or enlightened or compassionate has ever wanted. So that's what we're dedicated to doing, is linking those areas within a business, linking the spiritual, the emotional, the mental, and the physical, and then looking at what we've done and continuing to do it better.
Beautiful. So what do you think what we all can contribute to the conscience of unity?
Well, I think the most important thing is to be in touch with ourselves, our gifts, our desires, realize that happiness is the decision criteria we make for every decision that we make. Not necessarily to be happy now, you can delay gratification, but the only reason we're delaying gratification is to avoid pain and to get more pleasure when the time does come. When we realize that that's part of the direction that we have, everyone else has that direction too. So finding ways to increase our individual happiness and the community happiness at the same time is my vision of how each one of us can contribute. Being aware of that is the important point, that there are tensions, but that we can take those tensions and create something beautiful by understanding that we're all very much the same that way, but that each of us have a little different way that we approach it and different gifts that we bring. And when we engage that way, all those different gifts are able to be given. Otherwise, we're missing out. And I just want us all to enjoy all that we can.
Thank you. So, Jim, what is your vision of the future? What is your vision of the unity?
My vision of the unity, and it's again a growing one, step by step, incremental, all my life, and I think that will continue. That being said, my vision of the unity is a growth from the Enlightenment. And we've been in the Enlightenment where we consider it a time of scientific discovery, of being able to take everything down to the least little piece and understand it from the molecule to the atom to the very little points of energy. The unity is really about putting it all back together in a life that is able to be understood and sustained from our desire to be connected with other life, with other people. And so as we take all this knowledge that we've gained in the last few hundred years and put it together in a new way, a holistic way, a complete way, big picture way, then we see that all the little pieces fit together. Our perspective is a perspective of unity, so that we see all the differences are connected through a common energy, a common goal, and we're not always sure that what that is, but by keeping in discussion with one another, we begin to find it in a very deep and meaningful way.
Very nice. So which kind of people you want to interview the next?
Well, that's a good question. I want to interview physicians. I want to interview Jane Houston, the one who really founded the School of Humanistic Psychology. I want to interview my mentor, Jeremy Shapiro, a critical social theorist who takes a dialectic and realizes there's a dialectic of a dialectic, and that's synthesis of bringing things together, and does it with technology. I'd like to interview Ekaterina. So that would be good as well. There's just everybody that's different, but has a view of how we're all connected.
So thank you very much, Jim, and thank you very much, Cornell Club, for giving us this opportunity.